Thank you. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about this piece, the Chamber Symphony of Eric Ewazen, and we're going to actually play snippets of it live for you. I'm going to wave the stick, and Dr. Ewazen, who I am proud to say is a dear friend, is going to come and he's going to talk to you about his piece. Eric.
I'm delighted to be here this evening. It's the third time I've been here with the Stow Symphony Orchestra. Well, my piece, that's one of the hardest things for a composer, how to start the piece. And I thought, well, this piece I am going to start with a bang, that the music should have a lot of energy. And so the very first thing you hear in the music is a particular melody and harmony, which you're going to be hearing at the end of the first movement, but as a three-movement piece, you're also going to hear it at the very end of the whole piece. So this is how the Chamber Symphony begins. One thing people ask me is, how do I compose? I improvise at the piano. Sometimes I come up with a melody first, a line. You sing a line, and then I'll add harmony to it. But sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes I'll start with just chords. And in this part of the piece, the first thing that you're going to hear is what I first wrote. I came up with these chords, and I liked them. And you're going to be hearing these kind of a sparkling kinds of chords, and that's the first thing, the process when I was first writing the piece, the first thing that I came up with, and it sounded like this. I like those sounds. I like that, as I said, that sparkle, but it needed a melody. And so that was the next step. So in this case, listen to the melody, it'll be the flute, and then it becomes oboe, and then you hear the, all of a sudden the line that sings on top of the chords. So this was part two. Having the melody was a good idea.
As a musician and as a conductor, one of the things that I look for in music like this, it's not way out there kind of, you have to wade through it, intellectually and whatever. It just speaks, and it's beautiful. And those melodies, the melody heard in the flute, the oboe will have it at some point, the horn, the clarinet, the bassoon, they all get, and not just in this movement, but in all the movements, you get these snippets of these lovely melodic lines. And it's not just, angular and out there. It's something you can actually sink your ears into, as it were.
Great, thank you. And the way he described it, going from instrument to instrument, sometimes like a game, ball being tossed back and forth, or from one person to another to another. So that is also in our minds as we're composing. The second movement, first movement is big, energetic. The start of the second movement, it starts with a kind of a mysterious, almost kind of dissonant chord, but then listen to how the second movement ultimately becomes a very peaceful, kind of pastoral song. For the last movement, as the piece began the first movement with energy, so did I want to end the piece with a third movement that's big and exciting, fast. And for the third movement, you're going to hear, we use this term rondo form, A-B-A-C-A. That's the music theory teacher in me. A section, a particular melody that keeps reappearing. And this is what you're going to be hearing throughout the third movement.
The metrical changes, like this one, they're very interesting. I conduct in a 2 pattern, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But there's places where it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So when you hear those transitions, you can still lock on to click, 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 and that's one of the things that we use as an element to kind of unify it. And that Eric wrote to unify the piece.
That's how the piece ends. Much thanks to all my friends, these great musicians in the Stow Symphony Orchestra. To Darrell, I hope you enjoy now Chamber Symphony.